morning, everyone. I am getting ready to go into the kitchen and make myself some brunch. My first meal of the day. I'm breaking my fast. It's 11:48, so by the time I get it done, it's going to be about noon. And then my next meal I'm going to do 4 hours later, which is at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And then we'll see if I get to my third meal. We'll see. And my snack, all right? But I don't feel like eating until right around noon. I just don't feel like it. I do enjoy my coffee in the morning, but I don't feel like eating until right around noon. So if I'm not hungry, then I'm not going to eat. All right? I'm not going to eat just for the sake of eating, just for the sake of following a plan for 3 meals a day. I'm going to eat when I'm hungry, and that's what I'm going to do. What I have discovered is that when I add in, sugars and flour and those kinds of carbs, rice, beans, it drives me to eat more. But when I am eating a clean, fresh meals, I'm not hungry as often. That's one of the things that I'm realizing is that, and it's taken me a year to realize this because I had to, I didn't have to get off, but I got off of the plan and then back on the plan. And I'm realizing that the carbs that I was eating, meaning basically the rice and the beans and the bread and that kind of stuff and the tortillas, it was driving me to eat more. And when I am on my plan and not eating those things, I don't get as hungry. And so it's driving me to want to stay on the plan, if that makes sense. Okay. This is a battle, and I want people to understand that it is a constant battle because carbs are addicting. And so with that in mind, and you're around it all the time, it is difficult to stay off of the carbs or stay on the right carbs. It's difficult to stay on the right carbs. And so sometimes just need to remove yourself from situations. And sometimes you need to just push yourself and say no. Okay. And so this is a process of learning, everyone. It is. And it's a constant battle when everyone eats carbs. And when those kinds of carbs become really detrimental to your health and make you not want to do things, not want to move, not want to go for walks, not want to do any of that stuff, it's time to switch. And it's a battle. It's a battle. Now, I know there are medications out there that I can take that will curb the drive for that. I know there are. But remember, my goal is to get off medications. That's my goal, is to get off medications and make myself change my behavior. That's my goal. And so I'm working really hard to get that done. I don't want to do any surgeries. I don't want to take any medications. I don't want to do any of that. I want to do it naturally. And I want to push myself to make those changes and to get off of all the white stuff, all the flour, the rice, the sugar, all of that stuff. I want to do that. And so that's what I'm going to work on. All right. I'm going to work on it again because, like I said, it is a battle. It is a battle. What I'm going to do right now is get in the kitchen and we're going to make some breakfast. And I am going to add in some of the items that I can have that are carbs into a recipe that I'm going to get off of the carne meat diet. I'm going to add in things because my coach is showing me you can use these recipes as a guide and then add in the carbs that you need. And that's what I'm about to do. So let's get in the kitchen and let me show you what I'm going to be doing and how I'm going to modify what the carne meat diet the carnal meat plan recommends, and add in the carbs that I need. Let's get in there and let's get started on this. Let's get in here and let's get started. The first thing I want to talk to you all about is the fact that I do salt my food, and I do it quite regularly. And I'm going to tell you why. It's recommended by my doctor, believe it or not. And last night, in the middle of the night, I had an episode that demonstrates the reason why salt intake is important when I'm on this eating plan from my doctor. I got up at like 2 o'clock in the morning with a huge muscle cramp in my legs. It was on my inner thigh and it was on my right leg. And it would not give up. I battled that cramp for about a good 5 minutes, working through. I couldn't stand up because I was stretching out that muscle, and it wanted to shrink, and it was shrinking so hard that it was so painful. And I know that when that happens, that my salt intake is dangerously low in my body. I know that is a good symptom of you need to drink your electrolytes. You need to have the good salt in your body, which is the gray sea salt, the pink Himalayan salt. Those things need to be in my body because I'm peeing it out. I'm being honest with you, okay? And so that's what happens when I don't follow the plan. I am going to take my coffee because it's cold, and I'm going to drop it into the microwave and heat it up. It's my last cup for the day. I'm going to bring you in. I'm using up the rest of this hamburger meat. There we go. We're going to put this on a medium heat. I'm going to use 2 ounces of this hamburger meat. So that means this was 1 pound of hamburger meat. I divided it. These are 4 ounces each. I need 2 ounces, so I'm going to divide this into half, and it's going to be 2 ounces. That's how I measure things. So I'm going to take this hamburger meat and portion it off into a 2 ounce. There we go. Half of it, 2 ounces. I'm going to put it in there. The rest of this is going to go back into the refrigerator. I have to admit, I am enjoying these recipes. I am. It's amazingly easy. So we got that going. I'm going to let me wash my hands. I touched raw meat. While I'm washing my hands, I'm going to put these items that are in the sink into the dishwasher. I am also preparing my water bottles to make sure I get enough water intake. And I do that off the camera. I guess one day I can show you how I'm doing it. Go. Got that done. In the process of washing my hands from the raw meat, I also rinsed off the dishes that were in the sink. I'm gonna put these over here. These are clean. that was the food from yesterday when I went to go, and I think yesterday's video, it's in there. I'm going to get a spatula out, and we're going to chop this up. I want to render out some of the fat of this, because that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use the fat to do the rest of the food, okay? I don't want this to stick on the bottom of the skillet. There we go. Here we go. Here is my spoon rest. There we go. Keep that going. And I'm going to add in some of the green onion, some peppers, and I'll bring you back when I get them ready. We are back. I crushed up the bell peppers. They were a solid brick in the freezer. So let's get a handful of these bell peppers in here just for flavor. And a few carbs that I need. So this was supposed to be hamburger and eggs only, but I'm adding in onions and bell peppers to meet the carb need. Give this a stir. Saute those onions and bell peppers a little bit. Finish cooking up that meat. And in the process, I'll be putting this away. I've gone through the cucumber that I had diced up. You know what? I'm going to add something else in there that I have in here. To the proper carb intake. I got a bag of baby spinach. I'm going to add a handful of that in there. And we'll saute up some spinach to go with this meal. Okay, there we go. Get it out. I have it. Finish will shrink down. Cilantro. I have plenty of this, so I'm just going to pull off some of the leaves of the cilantro. And throw it in there. And that too will wilt down. And get flavor. Here we go. Right kinds of carbs. Now, let me get a spoon a bowl, a fork, right here, 2 eggs, salt and pepper. Excuse me while I get in here and get my salt and pepper. Here we go with that good gray sea salt. That I need in my system. Black pepper for flavor. And we're going to scramble it up. And in goes the eggs. 4 ounces of protein and about 10 grams of carbs. Okay. There we go. Wow, this looks amazing. Alrighty. I'll meet you over at the table. Okay, joining me this morning for brunch at my table with some of my Valentine stuff up, not all of it. I just got my stuff out of storage this morning, and the first thing I did is put the placemats where they needed to be. So I think it's looking pretty good so far. All right, let's see, how does this taste? Now remember, the app called for 2 eggs and 2 ounces of hamburger meat, and that was it for breakfast. With salt and pepper to taste. I added in the spinach and the onions. This is good. This is good. So tell me, what are you guys going to do for Valentine's Day? I'm pretty much going to stay home as far as the plans that I have. And cook a Valentine's meal for myself. We have the Super Bowl on Sunday. And I'm going to make Super Bowl appetizers. For my snack. And maybe even for a meal. This is so good. I didn't put any cheese on it because I had 4 ounces of meat already on here. This is a perfect brunch. You know what? You know what I'm missing? Give me a minute. I miss doing this. So it's time for us to get back to sharing a meal together. All right. I do enjoy my candles. They're really good. This, my friends, was delicious. And the hamburger meat, free from the food bank. The bell peppers were food bank food that I had chopped up and put in the freezer. This was delicious. and on my eating plan. Let's see what else we get into today. We're back in the kitchen, everyone. I am going to make some boiled eggs. You can see that. This is the simplest and easy way that I have found to make boiled eggs, and I got this free through my insurance last year. This little egg cooker. It was a great great idea, and I'm going to fill this up. Using, this was a case of 60 eggs that I bought from the grocery store that I'm working my way through. And we're going to add these two from this container in. This one is empty. And then this was a half egg carton that actually a lady brings us, but it was empty, and I put the eggs from the case in it. And so we have one egg left in here. Put this here, put the water in it. This, and this has been like simmering over and getting all back here. So what I'm gonna do is trying to figure out what I'm gonna do to keep that from happening. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use a cutting board. This cutting board. We're gonna lift this up. And put this on the cutting board. It has a thing on it that is going to catch the water, hopefully. That's the goal anyway. You see that? Was a little tiny ant there. All right. There we go. And it's going to beep when it's done. We are back. It, the little timer in it went off. I turned it off, unplugged it, and now let's open it up. Take this and put it right here. I got my ice water here. And these are going to go straight in to the ice water. One of the viewers told me that the lid has a thing where you can pop the pop a hole in the egg. I looked and the lid does not have one. This particular model does not have that you know, piercing the shell application. It doesn't have it. Okay, we're gonna let this cool off, and I'll bring you back. I'm just gonna wash all this stuff up. Once everything cools off, I'll wash everything up and get it put back into the box. Good evening, everyone. I'm bringing you in to show you what I'm gonna make my second meal of the day. It's 5 o'clock in the evening. I haven't been hungry since noon. And so we're going to come in, and I have the skillet going over there. And I'm going to take the other part of this hamburger meat. It needs to get used up. And I'm going to make a hamburger patty out of 6 ounces. And this is going to be my lunch and dinner. And so I'm going to bring you in and show you that I'm actually going to turn it into a ball. Add all of it that I have left in this package. Literally picking all the pieces out of here. So I don't want to waste any of this hamburger. And turning it into a nice big hamburger patty. Okay, the rest of this is going to go into, there's none left. The package is going to go in the trash. Let me wash my hands. While I'm washing my hands, I'm going to wash this bag that I had the hamburger package in. Not necessarily the hamburger meat, just touching it. But I'm going to wash it and reuse it. It happened again. Water was all over the counter again. I think it's a condensation from my ice water. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Now that I'm thinking through it, we're going to add salt and pepper to this. That's all I'm going to add to it. My hand's still wet. Let me dry my hands real good on my shirt. And then salt. Okay. And I'm going to get my spatula out. I'm going to flip it over. Give it a good squeeze down. Like that. I'm trying real hard not to bump y'all and get me a spoon rest. I'm going to use it. The spatula is going to go in it. And do the same thing on this side with the pepper. And the salt. Okay. Let that go. I'm going to take another one of these avocados that I have over here. And while that's going, I'm going to bring you over here and we're going to test this avocado. It's really soft, so we're going to test it. Get out this. I'm going to cut 1/4 of it. Okay. It's definitely ripe, for sure. Let me get a bowl out. pork. That's definitely right. See that? I might have to go ahead and work on this and salt and pepper in here. Okay. And a splash of lime. Keep it from turning. Splash of lime. Okay. And here we go. You know what else I want in there? I have plenty of cilantro. I'm going to get the rest of this out of here. For this 1/4. Okay. Cilantro. Because we have plenty of it. And I need to use it. Move out of the way, Chico. Let me flip that burger. Our carbs for this meal is going to be this avocado with some cilantro in it. There we go. Cilantro. And I'm really good with the whole leaves in there myself. Let me get a plate. Off that. And we're going to come in with this guacamole. Be right back. I'm going to get a spoon. I'll use a spoon to get this out of here. Okay. I don't want to leave none of it in the bowl. Look at that. I'm going to lick this. Mm-hmm. Mm. And so, This, my friends, is going to be my second meal of the day at 5:30 in the evening. And I'll be back. I'm going to go take my glucose and ketones levels, and I'll be right back. All right, my numbers are good. Not perfect, but good. Below 150. I am going to pour myself my second bottle of water today. So I've had coffee all morning, my electrolytes, water. I drank that. Now this is a Kool-Aid, basically. And I'm going to enjoy this with my dinner. And let's get in here and let's try this. This is good. Cilantro, the lime. This is really good. And this is going to hold me over until I go to bed. I hope. Now, I do have 4 more ounces. 4 more ounces of meat I can have. And a little bit more carbs. So if I want to have a snack later, I'll take that back. Let me do the math. This is 6 ounces. Then I had 4 ounces this morning. 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 5 ounces of protein that I can have. And $10 grams of carbs left. So I can have a snack later on if I want. So I'm going to enjoy this for what it is. I do have plans for a snack later. I'm going to up it to get my protein in and balanced of carbs, okay? I'll see y'all in a little while. The final thing that I'm going to do for myself this evening as self-care is I'm going to make myself a charcuterie board with the 5 ounces of protein that I have left. So I'm going to come in here, put that on there. I'm going to get myself out a knife, and I want it to be not that big of a knife. Let me find in my, here we go. This one will work. All right, we're going to put that right back in there so I can find it. And we have, from my Christmas gift, some summer sausage. And we are going to open this up. Give me a minute. Let me go and get my glasses. Okay, I'm back with my glasses. And this is 4.5 ounces of summer sausage. So I want 2 ounces. So I'm going to do half the package of this and slice it up. Okay, if I can get this open. There we go. There we go. This is Smokehouse Selects Summer Sausage. Hold on. I'm getting this paper off of it. It's taking me a minute. Well, now let's see if I can get it. There we go. There we go. All right, I don't need the paper on it. And I'm going to cut this straight in half, right down the center. Half of it is going to go back into the refrigerator. And this is going to be 2 ounces of summer sausage. We're going to weigh it though. But I'm going to expect it's going to be right around 2 ounces. Okay, let's see. That's not even an ounce. I'm actually weighing it because I want to know if the weight is what they say it is. This is interesting. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Okay, it's tared. Okay. Remember, I want 2 ounces of this. That's not even an ounce. It says 0.74. 0.74. That doesn't sound right to me. I'm going to put it on here. Okay. That's 1.5 ounces. I'm just going to have to wipe the top of that off. I'm going to keep going. This said it was 4 ounces, 4.5 ounces, but I'm telling you, sometimes these people, I'm weighing it right here. $1.5 ounces. This whole thing. That's 2 ounces. 2.5 ounces. Wow. Really? This says net weight 4 ounces. I'm going to put this whole thing on there and we're going to see. Okay? I want to see. 2 ounces. Hmm. 2 ounces of cheese. Let me tear it out. Two and a half ounces now. It's weighing 2.5 ounces. Let's put this meat on there. $2.5 ounces, that meat. Okay, wow. All right. Well, I'm making a charcuterie board, and this is going to be my snacks tonight because I have a group of people that meet online on Friday nights, and we have cocktails and wait a minute. Let me see if this has an effect on it. One 8 ounces. It's giving me trouble. It's teared. I'm wondering if the machine. Let's look. Oh, it was the machine. Okay. Now it's making sense. It is 4.5 ounces. I'm like, that's a lot of meat. Okay. Let me get some, I'm glad I played with that. Chico, I need you out of the way, baby. Let me get some, let me get some bags for this. Okay. I'm going to take half of it, put it in here, the other half, okay, I want 2 ounces. That's 2 ounces. That's what I was looking for. 2 ounces. Ooh, Chico. This is more like it. That's more of a snack. Whew. And I'm not cutting any of this out. I'm going to let y'all see. All right. And then this is... Let me look at this. Pasteurized processed cheese. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Okay. It only has 4 grams of carbohydrates in this whole package. Okay. It's not my favorite. I would have gotten real cheddar, not pasteurized processed cheddar, but I'm going to use it up. Okay, half of it. Half is going to go in here with that, and I'll use that for a snack, maybe tomorrow. Maybe I will make it for Super Bowl Sunday. I could be using that marble board, but I already have this all dirtied up, so I'm not going to dirty up the marble board. I do appreciate these gifts, though. They are so nice. Okay, get this on here. One more slice. Yep, that did it. Okay, there's 4 ounces of protein. I have 1 more ounce to work in. I'll figure it out. But right now, this is great. All right, we're gonna tear that out. And I'm gonna clean this mess up, put this in the refrigerator for a snack later. Hey everyone, I'm bringing you in to show you the last project that I have for tonight. And that is to make me some deviled eggs. I have 3 of the eggs that I boiled the last time, not today's, but the last time. And I'm going to take them and cut them in half. Put the yolks in here. And put the halves on there. All right, that's half of a board. We're gonna squash these up with a fork. Add a little mayonnaise. It goes right underneath my feet. All right. Yeah, you can see everything. I'm making sure you can see everything. Let me get a little mayonnaise out. And a little mustard. What mustard? Let's do Dijon. Let's do some Dijon mustard. Move out of the way, Chico. Chico's learning not to get underneath my feet. Okay, a little teaspoon. This is a teaspoon. So a heaping teaspoon of mayonnaise. I'm going to hold on to this because I'm going to need it in a minute. And then a little, oh, that was a lot of juice. Oh well. Well, there we go. I just make it good. That's all it'll do. I just make it good. All right. This is what I wanted. Okay. It's good. It's good. All right. I'm going to start filling it. I'm going to start filling them. You know, you guys know I love deviled eggs. Love them, love them. I can eat them all day long. Here we go. All right, there we go. This is going to go into the refrigerator. Two of these will go on the charcuterie board, and that'll be the 5th ounce of protein. Chico's got to let you know that he hears something outside. All right. Let me get all of this put in. Dishwasher. And here's I go. I'll show you how fast and quick I can have this kitchen cleaned up. There we go. That's going to be my last and final. Last and final for tonight. Yeah. Okay, that's going to be my last and final for tonight. These are going to go into the refrigerator. Let me see. I got these from Temu and I've been using them. Let's see if it's going to fit on there. This would be cool if it fits on there. Let's see. If not, I'm going to have, I've wasted one of them. Let's see. Did not. It tore. Okay, I'm gonna have to go get some of the plastic wrap out of the pantry and put it over it. Well, good evening, everyone. It is 7:14 in the afternoon, and I am so grateful for each and every one of you for coming out and spending some time with me. Look at my hair. And enjoying me cooking in the kitchen today. I've done 2 meals and then a nice charcuterie board that's going to take up the rest of my proteins and carbs for the day. I'm going to have me some wine. That's where the carbs are going to come in. That's why I've been kind of low on the carbs today. It's because I wanted to have some wine tonight. It's Friday night. And so I'm going to enjoy some wine tonight with a charcuterie board. And that's going to be my final meal today. I'm drinking my water. Chico's right here. Oh! And both of us want to thank you. There's nothing in my mouth, okay? God, that makes me tickle. We both want to thank you for coming out and spending the day with us, because you all make our day. Be blessed, everyone, because you all bless me each and every day just by showing up, being a part of what I do and who I am. And I will see you all on the next video. Bye for now.